This painting, it hurts. It's because he's telling the truth. And that light there, that opening, this is what I've spent the rest of my life building. What is it? A connection for millions of people who are searching without finding themselves. Let me tell you.
Every day, an African farmer rises before dawn. He works his land with his hands, under a blazing sun. He produces. He cultivates. He feeds. But at the end of the day, he doesn't know who to sell to. He doesn't know the real market price. He has no access to financing. He is alone on a continent of 1.4 billion people. This is the reality no one wants to face. According to the African Development Bank and the FAO, each year, $50 billion worth of agricultural goods rot or are lost between the field and the market. A farmer in Nigeria sells his cocoa at a loss because he cannot find a local buyer. Meanwhile, a processor in Senegal imports cocoa powder from Europe, unaware that the raw material was right next door. It is the African paradox. The most fertile continent on the planet, and yet billions evaporate into invisibility. Buyers look for producers. Producers look for buyers. Investors look for projects. Projects look for investors. Everyone is searching, but no one finds. And meanwhile, intra-African trade still represents less than 15% of the continent's exchanges, while Europe trades 60% with itself, Asia 55%. Africa is the only continent that does not yet trade with itself at its true measure. Our value is simple: make visible what is invisible. PanAfAgri Connect, the first Pan-African social network dedicated to agriculture. One single platform. Millions of possible connections. Farmers, cooperatives, suppliers, transporters, banks, local and international buyers all gathered in one digital space. Available in French, English, and Portuguese because Africa speaks many languages, but it has only one ambition: to trade with itself first, and then conquer the world. And our deeper value? Making money secondary by making connection primary. On PanAfAgri Connect, the farmer becomes a content creator. He posts his harvests, his needs, his victories on a living newsfeed. The community likes, comments, reacts. Local know-how goes viral. What was confined to a village can now reach a continent and beyond, the whole world. The multi-currency marketplace showcases Malawi's maize and kwacha, Benin's pineapple and CFA franc, with an intelligent search engine connecting supply and demand by country, by product, by language. Because we are not revolutionizing prices. We are revolutionizing trust. An Ivorian farmer posts his harvest in CFA francs. A Nigerian buyer responds in Naira. The platform speaks the 8 currencies that drive our daily exchanges, from Naira to Rand, from Cedi to dollar, from euro to shilling. No more friction from arbitrary conversions. Here, everyone trades in the currency of their work. The interactive map reveals in real time who produces what and where. Millions of geolocated actors, from the smallest cooperatives to the largest international buyers, visible, accessible, connectable. A buyer in Dubai, Paris, or Beijing can locate in one click the African producer who matches his exact need. Crowdfunding opens a new era. Every viable agricultural project can now find investors on the continent and internationally. We finance Africa with Africa, and we attract the world to Africa. And the integrated messaging does the rest. The seller and the buyer negotiate directly, build a relationship, seal agreements that will last for generations. Because the real problem of African agriculture is not the land. The land is there. The wealth is there. The people are there. What was missing was the connection. PanAfAgri Connect is the bridge between a soybean producer in Benin and a processor in Senegal, a livestock farmer in Mali and a buyer in Cameroon, a cooperative in Côte d'Ivoire and an importer in Europe, a farmer in Tanzania and a distributor in Asia. Intra-African trade, we build it from within. International trade, we open it from within too. Because Africa no longer needs to wait for an invitation to sit at the global table of agricultural trade. It builds its own table. And it invites the world. We are not just building an app. We are building the commercial infrastructure of African agriculture for the continent and for the world. The African Green Revolution will not come from speeches. It will come from connections. It will come from trust. It will come from communities. PanAfAgri Connect. Connecting African agriculture from field to market.
You haven't built a platform. You've built a mirror.